Eager for things to move. Hello everybody, it's Tom here, I hope you're all well. I think in life sometimes we can be very, very keen for something to move forward. When I say something to move forward, I mean for the drastic change we want to see to speed up. Call it impatience, call it an eagerness for things to get better, call it what you will. One thing's for certain, everything seems to happen when it's meant to happen. I'm a great believer in that if it's not meant to be, then it won't happen. And that actually, in this life, there's a time for everything. Okay? I generally believe that. I also believe that certain things you can't rush. You can't hurry, no matter how much you want it to happen. You've got to be patient sometimes when you don't want to be. You've got to let things unfold. You know, you've got to know in your head that things will turn, but not necessarily straight away. And that isn't something that's easy to accept, particularly if you're not in a good situation, particularly if you've put time, energy, effort into something and you're desperate to see the results. Unfortunately, life doesn't work to your schedule. This is one thing I've come to learn, okay? Same is true of relationships. You can get in a relationship with somebody, things can be going really well, progressing very quickly, and then quick to burn out. As quick as it was for it to ignite and things to go really well, it was burned out even faster than you'd imagine. And the milk goes sour very quick, and you think to yourself, you know, a few months ago we were absolutely in love and everything was wonderful. How and why? But one thing I've learned is that definitely things have their time and their place, and no matter how much you want to see the happiness, the result, the betterment, things will come up, things will slow down, things will go at their own pace, whether you like it or not, unfortunately. This is circumstances beyond our control. And I'll give you an example for this. So, like, my sister and her other half, who she's been with for nearly 5 years now, they bought their first house. And from personal experience of buying this, it's never straightforward buying a property. It's never straightforward getting your foot on the property ladder. I myself did it at the right time, I think. I think timing is very important in certain elements, and this was really for myself. If I'd left it another 5 years, I don't think I'd have afforded this. Probably. Not really. Who knows? What I do know is that I struck when the iron was hot. But getting into this property, as my sister's just experienced, was not as straightforward and as easy as we'd all have liked. And she's experiencing now the other end, where perhaps her and her other half are very keen to make the move, to get into the house together, start doing all those wonderful, exciting things that you do when you move into a house, making it your own. She's got multiple DIY plans, and my sister is one of these who's just over the top organised, basically. And it's good. I admire her for it, but you have to accept sometimes that While it is frustrating, things happen when they happen. It's a very hard thing to take, especially if you've planned things, especially if you've, as I said, you're keen and want things to move forward. Being patient is not easy. As I said, if you're coming out of a bad situation, I'm not in a good situation at the moment work-wise, as a lot of you know. And I want to move on. I want to get out. I want to get another job, move on to a new challenge, and draw a line under this circumstance of like the last couple of years, which has not been great. Fortunately, there's nothing I can do to speed that process up. All I can do is keep putting myself forward for other jobs, be available for interview. It's not an easy thing to do, but try and be available for interview. And then the same for my sister. All she can do is hope and pray. No more delays, no more issues. And at some point in the not too distant future, she will be moving into a new house. She'll be moving out of the flat into a house. She'll become a mortgage person rather than someone that rents. And everything will be fine. But in its timeline, not in hers. And the same for me, for the job situation. It will unroll and unravel in good time when it happens, not when you want it to happen. And this is the point of this video today. No matter how much we will things along, no matter how much we want things to turn, no matter how desperate we are for things to change, things have their own timeline. Life doesn't work to your schedule, never ever, and it will never will. You have to put your trust in when it's time to happen, it will happen. And be hopeful of that. That's what I've learned. And try to be patient. It's not an easy thing to do. I'm quite a patient person, but when things are not good, it makes it harder. But you have to just remain hopeful and ready for when it does come. Guys, third and final video of the week, I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening. Really appreciate your time and energy spent on my channel. Thank you kindly. Third and final video, as I said, please put down in the comment section below your experience of this. Does things drag on perhaps sometimes longer than we all want? I've felt that before. But are you understanding that sometimes when things around are out of control, which is most of things, we have to just accept when and where they're going to arrive and not be too despondent when it's not when we want them to be? Because ultimately, as I said, life doesn't work to our schedule. It works at its own pace. And things happen when they happen. And sometimes it isn't what we want. And it isn't comfortable. And it isn't great. We have to take it for what it is. Please, if you would, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. That'd be great. Consider giving me a thumbs up and a like as well. I really appreciate that. And let's see that bell sign go ding dongs so you know when my next content's out. I will be back in the not too distant future as I'm having a little break for a while. But until then, please, all of you, take care of yourselves and bye for now.